Jill here with Sirius Talis Moon. This is Mercury Hour Jupiter Day, and this episode is particularly triggering before April because there's a certain reality where certain people had to be in one dwelling with people that evoke also feeling of disgust that could develop to contempt, rejection, and there's an open-ended question. Do we perpetuate that in real estate? And it's also pertaining, of course, to workplaces, because this reality is, particularly with Aries, now Mercury is retrograde, so it has already gotten to the point where um, with the feeling in the environment or and and Aries is a logical sign. It's saying, hey, we each need not only our own individual space, land, but also for it to be safe and sovereign on the land. Is the raison d'etre. It is also the most protective and the most economical. Lime wash can do what nothing, well, houses need to be deconstructed because of mold, but houses that were washed with lime wash stay for centuries. The information on how to sustain is there. And better than to complain about the neighbors is to address this issue, whether it's as a community. And the more this issue is addressed effectively in a way that doesn't disinclude anyone, it doesn't make it unsafe, whether it's for women or for this bloodline or for that bloodline, the quicker people will no longer need to be in the situation of contempt. And by the way, later they can go to tolerance, and later they can go to even some people having that issue off their chest, and things are clear. Whichever of those, they will be able to stop blaming one another and understand that the structure here needs to allow and support sovereignty, sense of self, zero rape, zero slavery. For many people, all that they suffered, or many of the things they suffered, are because of that. Because in this previous structure of economy, of life, of secret societies, there could not be good friendship, good neighborhood, without those satanical things being in the way of each and every individual sense of self. But it's not just satanic cults. It's for people that have First Nation, it's First Nation. Is with people who traffic their society and call it and mythify it, saying it saves the society, and call it sexual sovereignty when they allocate real estate to that. Okay. People recovering from sexual boundary violation. Smear campaign. A lady left a gentleman. We're good friends, not more. Then she will later find out it was underneath that friendship there was something very, very dark. That guy tells her, she like this, she like that, she like that, she like that. And then this woman is harassed over nothing. She said no, she even removed herself from his life and estate. Not required all the estate for herself. And for him to move as would be rational because he was the one who was disrespected or no. If somebody said that their money coming from work in academia and their money was well, not coming from work in academia but from doing things behind the back of their female friend that said no to trafficking ring in academia. Again, I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no, but those things are really dark things. But all of that would never have happened if each and one could have their own property, their own estate, their own sense of self and boundaries, sexual and non-sexual, respected. But if there is this dark occult thing that will torture one person, torture second person, then a third person come in and puts the face of that person to that person and that person to that person. In such society, nothing can sustain. And let's say one of them got that, removed themselves from the equation and addressed the structure. But what to do if the other one was a part of that structure?